The recording has started. Hopefully. Let's see. Yeah. Welcome to our channel, Street Trader FX, your mentor right here. So, firstly, what we're going to look at, remember what we talked about. And if you haven't watched the video on YouTube, there's a link above the last post that we had here on Telegram. And if you're not on our Telegram, make sure that you click the first link on the YouTube description. So fine. Basically what we had here was that we were expecting price to trade back into this area, right? But we can clearly see that it's starting to trade a bit lower. So I'm just going to look into it and share my insights with you. So just going to try and see what I could have missed, because I remember this is a high probability supply area, and ideally the first level that we should have touched, I know some of you don't know what high probability supply is. This is where we should have touched as a minimum, right? But we didn't do that as well. So regardless of price trading lower, it doesn't allow me to take any other sells. Like for me, I'm not comfortable taking any other sells because we haven't even touched the minimum level of the high probability supply in order for us to start looking for continuations of sells, right? So let me go to the M30. I want to quickly check something before anything else. I want to quickly check something here. Because sometimes price can be quite tricky and you end up being involved in trades. Remember Monday opened here. There's the M15, right? Let's go to the 1 hour. Monday opened here. That's the price on Monday, right? This is also liquidity on its own. This is also liquidity on its own, buy side liquidity, because we never really made a wick around this area. So this is also liquidity. I would still expect price to come back here, but it doesn't mean it will, right? It doesn't mean it will. So we're just looking at reasons that would lead price towards this area so that we can be able to get this out. Remember, we had the buy side liquidity here from the M15. Had this buy side liquidity because of the fact that we created a stop hunt here. Created a stop hunt, right? And then we created a high probability supply. And then we left this area of liquidity right here. Even also here, there's buy side liquidity. Remember, buy side liquidity is just mainly a swing high that's left above or below the buy, a support or resistance area, right? So something like this. If this right here, if this right here is my MSNR level or area of resistance, right? Liquidity would be a small swing high that's left below this resistance, right? Meaning that I would be expecting price to trade above this buy side liquidity and then into this area so that we can have a sharp movement in price, right? Hopefully you understand what I mean by that. So you can see right here, we have, in other words, we have this opened lows, right? Let me remove everything. We identified our resistance here as a form of opened lows. I don't know why it's not allowing me anymore to. We identified our resistance here as a form of an opened lows. Right? This one right here. So which swing highs do we have? So a swing high can be formed like this. We can have, it's actually formed like this. That's how I look at it, right? You need to see 3 candles, one being the highest and 2 lower candles just beside it. On the left and on the right, there has to be 2 lower candles. So let's look at the swing highs for now. We have this swing high right here. That's a swing high. We have a swing high right here. We have a swing high right here. All right, and you can see this is the highest candle between 1 and 2. Like there's 2 lower candles next to this one, right? On both sides of this candle, right? So even with this one, this is the highest one between this one and this one, right? So this is a swing high. We have this one being the highest one between the high of this one and this one. So this also swing high right here, just below our resistance level. Remember, we have 2 types of resistance. We have this open close right here, right? A sell candle, then there's our resistance. Another resistance can be a buy, and then also a sell, followed by a sell, right? Mark it like that. And remember, we mark from the close of the first candle. So this is our resistance right here. Hopefully you guys understand. Very simple. So we mark them up like that, and then we wait for a possible trade to happen, right? So just like this one in this case, right? I'm not really comfortable with buying from here because of the fact that we never really traded into this open close. This is an area of support right here, right? This is an area of support. Let me just use the open close text. This is an area of support as a form of open close, right? We also have another one right here. Swing low, area of support being your open close right here. I mean, it could happen that we trade above from here. We trade higher from here, right? Because of the fact that, yes, this right here is an impulse. Then this is a correction, right? And then we would expect an impulse into this area and then a trade lower, right? Maybe this might be a later on a roadblock. We don't know that. We don't know that yet so far. So let's quickly hop on the line chart. I want to see something. So on the line chart, obviously there isn't anything way too clean, unless for those of you guys who use QM. Those who use QM, you'd basically be looking to enter from here. Not super confident with taking any trade from this area, but it doesn't mean that it wouldn't happen. It can. And then the stop loss usually be low, right? My phone is charging, so I think it's good because I'd obviously be tempted to take a buy. But using low risk because of the fact that there's an M15 open close right here, right? We just formed this support out of nowhere, or maybe we could say that we traded into this fair value gap and then created this area of support, which is also a good idea, right? Possible. Hold on. Which is also possible. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on gold right now? If ever there's anyone who has any questions, make sure that you raise your hand, then I'll unmute you so that we can share ideas, right? This is not just about me, right? We're here to share thoughts and insights, and let me know what you feel like I should add to the channel as well. Just like was collaborating with other creators as well who you'd like to see on the channel, so that we can reach out to them and maybe have a talk show, right? I think maybe that would also add some value to you guys, for you guys. So if you have any questions, let me know. And if there isn't any questions, then we'll just remember the main idea right now, since we are on the daily resistance, right? These buys are very high risk. There's no need for you to try and be involved in them, right? Because of the fact that the daily is looks extremely bearish, right? So these buys, if you want to be involved, make sure that you use low risk, or you can ignore them. But remember, like I always say, this is not financial advice. YG Minamo, YG Minamo, how you doing, brother? Hopefully you're a brother, because I just said brother without even asking. How's it going, man? I'm not really sure. Yeah,
can you hear
awesome.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You said you want to take yourself from that zone, right?
Yeah.
Can you please check the 30 minutes time frame? Because that's where I'm looking to take myself from.
No, 30 minutes time frame. Okay, hold on. 30-minute time frame. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That looks way too
This
thin.
resistance
Yeah.
zone there.
This one.
The one up, yeah.
Yeah. I think even on like last night when we did the live stream on YouTube, I think we have this M30 resistance and also the M15, the 1 hour and 4 hour around the same area. Let's quickly check if I'm not wrong, because it was way too late. Even the 1 hour right here, there's also this resistance right here. So for those of you who want to see what we're talking about, is this area right here. All right, even on the 4 hour, I think we have a resistance, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, even on the 4 hour as well. So we have this resistance. So I think it could work out very well. So as for this one, I'm not really sure, but this one is based on the QM, right? This one is based on the QM. So I'll just send it out to the guys, but I'm not super confident with this one. But it could work out very well. I trust it a little bit. But it is high risk though. It is high risk. So let me quickly pop that chat back up. Someone raised their hand and I was about to unmute them. I forgot who it was. Someone raised their hand. We're almost at, what is that? Let me quickly pop up the YouTube. I think we're almost at 10K now. Not sure if it's, yeah. Video analytics. Let's see, live subscriber count. Where is it? But it is starting to push a bit. So let's see how gold moves. Let's see how it moves. Come on, it's gonna try and open up. Yeah. Let's bring this. Yeah. Yeah. Almost at 10,000 subscribers. It's amazing, man. So only left with around 14 people to reach 10K. So anyway, let's check on XRP, right? XRP, remember I did post it in the channel saying that I'm expecting it to trade a bit low. So I think we should see something. There's it was a daily setup, right? Yeah. So XRP, I'm expecting it to be around here, $2.20. And then from there, that's when we can start to look for bullish continuations, because here on the daily, on the monthly, we have this trend line support, right? Trend line support, and then I'm expecting a third bounce to happen from here. I'm expecting a third bounce to happen from there. Because what I also saw is that we have a high probability demand area created just above this area. So just above this trend line support. So I'm way too confident with this one. So if you do invest in XRP, this is where you should start investing. Based on my personal opinion, this is where I would start investing on XRP. Because let's assume for now, right? Let's assume that with this move that happened here, this is how it would continue. Remember, I'm just marking up the low, or maybe this one. Okay, the correction ends here, meaning that a new impulse has to start here. Remember, the full correction would look like this. Right, and then we have an impulse, which should be roughly the same. So we'd expect it to reach around $5. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna take a long time, around April 26th, depending on how it moves right now. But I'm expecting it to be slightly a bit slow while trading lower, right? So around April, so we should reach around $5 on XRP. So for those of you who do not like trading, or who are not yet proficient with trading, you can passively make an income with this one, with just holding these regulated coins. I'm not really sure if these funds are regulated because I'm not too deep into crypto. All I know is that most of them are decentralized. So anyway, I'll update you guys once the trade starts moving. So even if the sell does not happen, then we'll look into other opportunities that we may have on gold. So with that said, I'll talk to you guys on another video. Peace.